The dead horse has told me details about the attack on your caravan. A stranger's sympathy might not count for much, but for what it's worth, I'm sorry. The Sorrows will mourn your friends too. They mourn everyone, even the Whitelegs. They have sensitive souls. Innocent, if there is such a thing. In spite of what's happened, I hope that Joshua and I can help you out of here. But to be frank, we need your help too. I'm glad to see you're still with us. How can I help you? Please, have you done everything you can for the Sorrows? Are they all accounted for? Please, is it time? Is everyone safe? We have to go. Unless you and Joshua have any objections, I'd like to start evacuating the Sorrows. I'm going to need your help, so say your piece. I apologize if this comes across as a less than cordial welcome, but how did you get in here? You from the Mojave? Do me a favor and go talk to Joshua, all right? Father in the... Oh, right. He's some spirit the Sorrows used to believe in. Watched over them from the caves in the valley. They marked some of the caves around here because they think they'll be punished for going inside. I think as more of them learn the teachings of the new Canaanites, they'll lose their old superstitions. Grand Staircase is farther east, deeper into the Colorado Plateau. The Whitelegs were able to reach us here, but it's only because Zion is close to the Long 15. They can't pursue us east of here. It's too wild. Throughout our history, we have called many places Zion. This valley is full of God's beauty, but it's just a place. Zion is more than this. We cannot use any and all means available just to protect stone and water and a piece of sky. We have to hold on to our faith. Far more enduring. If we sacrifice grace for a piece of land, we may live in this valley, but we will no longer dwell in Zion. It's better for us to leave now. Your generosity is... well, I just can't thank you enough. That's great news. We can use anything you can offer. If you could part with it, healing powder would be welcome. We have enough Stimpaks for now, but we can't rely on that small supply. Brock and Xander plants can be found throughout the valley, and you might even find some on Whitelegs you come across. Thanks. Even one dose can make a difference. Until then, what do you want to know exactly? I'm sure she could tell you much better than I. They're hateful savages who live only to plunder and destroy. Their leader is a devil called Salt Upon Wounds. War is all he knows. Everything he has, everything that tribe has, was taken by force, raiding, and scavenging. It's said there's no man deadlier at close range, that power fist of his has smashed 100 skulls. Maybe that's true, but so what? It's a low form of leadership. A tribe that knows only war has no future. And so he'll lead them to Caesar. That's very generous of you. 5 doses will help a great deal. Thanks. That will help a good deal. It may be. I hope it is. To tell the truth, if something goes wrong, more Sorrows could die in the escape than in Joshua's proposed attack. Even knowing that, it's a risk I have to take. With your help and Joshua's, even if we're attacked, we can defend the Sorrows and escape. We'll be traveling at night in small groups across the valley. With luck, the Whitelegs won't know what's happened until the next morning. But if the Whitelegs realize what's happening, Joshua and I will need you to help us escape. Don't hold back. I promise you. The Whitelegs won't. Once our path is clear, I'll give you everything you need to get back to the Mojave. But the Pine Creek Tunnel must be collapsed behind us. It's the only way to delay the Whitelegs' pursuit long enough for us to get a head start. Good luck, and may God be with us. Well, I'll be. I was starting to lose hope we'd be able to get any of this, much less all of it. Tribals are smart, but, well, they're ignorant. Letting go of a taboo is difficult for them. So I knew it would have to be one of us. Turns out all it took was a Gentile, or, no offense. These supplies are a godsend. But if we're going to evacuate Zion without drawing more Whiteleg attention, I need you to go back into the valley. Specifically, I need you to scout out some locations for Whitelegs and try to recover a map of Grand Staircase, a wilderness area to the east. There's also the matter of the roads. We're going to be heading out of the east side of the park, but I'm not sure the way is clear. I appreciate it. Well, that's it. This is all we need. Now all that's left is to quietly pack up and try to get out of here without being noticed. That's assuming that Joshua won't try to stop me. And that he hasn't talked you into fighting the Whitelegs despite what I've said. Don't worry, I don't hold it against you. You're an outsider. Fighting seems like the practical solution. I'll tell you again. There's more at stake. No. Why? Why? Haven't you seen enough of what's going on here to see that the Sorrows don't need to butcher the Whitelegs for a piece of land? What Joshua wants is more than an attack. He wants a slaughter. And he needs more than you and the dead horses to do it. The Sorrows can't be pushed into this. You and Joshua don't have the right to force them into it. Please, consider what I'm saying. Even our Lord had doubts. Think it over, but listen to your heart. And do it quickly. We don't have much time. Hurry! There isn't any time to waste. We have to get out of here and collapse the tunnel behind us. You let them die. They needed you. Why didn't you help them? Never mind, I don't have time for this. Take the map. Just take it and go. I understand. But I hope you can understand why it's so important for us to leave here as soon as we can. We couldn't save New Canaan. This is a chance to make up for that. To start again. We can't fail. I appreciate the enthusiasm. There aren't a lot of people in the wasteland with kindness to spare for anyone who isn't kin. Since you've been poking around the valley, you might see more activity from the Whitelegs. One of the Sorrow's hunters, Waking Cloud, has volunteered to help guide you through the valley. She has a special talent for staying out of sight. After this, it's just a matter of getting everyone out of here safe and sound. And hopefully you can head back to the Mojave without any more trouble. Listen, I understand that you want to go home. But we didn't ask you to come to Zion. As far as I'm concerned, you're an uninvited guest. In better times, I'd drop everything to help you out. But I have to ensure the safety of the Sorrows first. And don't think you're alone in this. One of the Sorrows, Waking Cloud, has volunteered to help you in the valley. She's an experienced hunter and has a special gift for staying out of sight when she needs to. Should make things easier for you. After that, all that's left is to evacuate the Sorrows safe and sound. I'll give you a map and supplies, everything you need to get back home. Okay. You better listen close because I'm not going to repeat myself. You were not invited here. This is not your home. We have what you might call a compulsion to help you on account of our beliefs. But if you continue to spit in our eye with insults and profanity, you'll find out what happens when our patience wears out. People died at New Canaan because we bickered and debated about what to do. That was a mistake. Complaining to me now? Also a mistake. I'm not going to add sin upon sin by listening to your grumbling. You want the map? Get out in that valley. Help us. One of the Sorrows, Waking Cloud, will go with you. She knows how to get around the valley unseen. She's also a midwife and has 3 kids of her own, so she'll be more tolerant of your whining. Fantastic. You're free to hold that opinion. But you're not responsible for these people. If I have to kill to prevent their blood from being spilled, so be it. To everything, there is a season. Who are you or I to put this heavy burden on her now? As much as I wish people wouldn't touch alcohol or chems at all, I understand. Would you like me to help? Thanks. Hold still. You'll be better in no time. That should cover it. Hold on. This shouldn't take long. That's not an easy thing to be. I don't like doing this. But I can't see any good coming from telling Waking Cloud her husband died. What would you like to know? Have a seat. This may be a bit uncomfortable. Fair enough. Just be careful and hopefully you won't need these. I know, you're right. I shouldn't have hidden it from her in the first place. We can't fail here again. Zion can't become the next New Canaan. The Sorrows don't deserve that. They don't deserve any of this. Sometimes I look at them and wonder if they would have been better off if those old trails had stayed forgotten. If we had never found any of them. Tell Waking Cloud if you think that's best. I won't stop you. Thank you. If I can help you in some other way, don't hesitate to ask. I do. All right, I can provide you with supplies, but be frugal with them. Her 3 children are safe. They made it north weeks ago and met up with New Canaanites heading east. Her husband didn't make it. He died protecting their children from a Whiteleg attack. Do not tell Waking Cloud. She is one of the only Sorrows who can communicate easily with us, and her tribe needs her to be strong right now. Thanks. Hold still. You'll be better in no time. Well, I do need to cover the cost of supplies. Let me know if you find enough funds. Good. Fine. Whatever you'd like to know. And I don't like hiding it from her. but I'm between a rock and a hard place here. Her people... Honestly, we all need her help. As much as it pains me to say it, there will be time to mourn later. Try walking alongside a tribal child, a refugee, and holding her hand for 3 days because her parents were killed by NCR prospectors. After the prospectors have stalked the remainder of the tribe, they fire off a few shots to scare them, and the tribe bunches together for safety. A grenade comes rolling in and kills another 6 people. The only reason you survive is because someone else's body absorbed the shrapnel. You're left sprawled out on the ground with ringing in your ears and a little girl's hand in your hand because that's all that's left of her. After you've done that, if you can look me in the eye and tell me it's better to stand aside, maybe then I'll listen to you. Oh, well, that's true. Waking Cloud is a talented midwife. She certainly brought more children into the world than I have, but there are some problems she's never dealt with. One of them came up when she was having her 3rd child, and I really didn't do much. I'm surprised she mentioned it. I can provide medical assistance, I can even use supplies that we have here. But I can't just sell what we have. I need to address problems as they arise, and most of those have to do with the Sorrows or dead horses. Take a look. Joshua doesn't just want to fight the Whitelegs, he wants to annihilate them. The stakes are too high for their tribe. Hurting them won't dissuade them. If they can't join Caesar's Legion, they'll die out in a generation. They've never learned how to survive. Food preservation, tanning, even basic hunting and cooking seem beyond them. They only survive by scavenging and raiding. But that can't last. They'll only stop if Joshua and the dead horses can kill their war chief and their entire war band. That's exactly what he intends to do. I should be able to address most common problems. What's the matter? Even after all these years, it's still a problem for prospectors, caravan guards, couriers, and tribals. I can fix it. I'd like to help you, but I have to be able to cover the cost of supplies. If you can find the money, come back and see me. Well, I do need to cover the cost of supplies. Let me know if you find enough funds. I did. Good. I'll tell her. After we've helped the rest of the Sorrows reach safety. Suit yourself. Thanks. Hold still. You'll be better in no time. If you need healing, just ask me. I can help you with addiction, radiation poisoning, even broken bones. But I can't give you supplies. Huh. You look fine to me. Physically, anyway. Yeah, you don't look too bad. Shouldn't take much to get you fixed up. It looks like you have a few nasty injuries, but nothing I haven't seen before. Want me to fix you up? Funny sense of humor. I've seen corpses with injuries less severe than yours. This might take a while. I'm sure your caps are fine, but I have to hold on to the supplies I have here. Sorry. Good. Well, I do need to cover the cost of supplies. Let me know if you find enough funds. That's... I'm so sorry. That's terrible. We've been having a lot of problems with the Whitelegs here in Zion lately. In fact, that's why I'm here. I'm Daniel, a new Canaanite missionary to this tribe, the Sorrows. It's important that you speak to my colleague Joshua Graham at the Dead Horses camp at Eastern Virgin. We can speak again later. Again, I'm very sorry for the deaths of your friends. There's an old saying that goes, if you want peace, get ready for war. You've got me figured half right. I'll shoot dead any Whiteleg that tries to creep into this camp. But it's only to protect the Sorrows. The Lord helps those who help themselves. But the Sorrows don't know how. Joshua and I do. Since I got them into this mess, I need to get them out. The new Canaanites interfered in their lives. We did that. And we've done it before, with others. Always with good intentions, but things go wrong. When that happens, we can't just abandon them, let them die at the hands of New Canaan's enemies. There is an important difference between killing in defense and waging war. Even a Gentile like you should know that. Joshua is a living Bible of all mankind's miseries of war. The debt he has levied through his actions, he repays every day. He is a monument both to God's unending forgiveness and to humanity's unfathomable capacity for cruelty. It's written on every inch of his body. When you look at him, do you only see a man of God? Beneath those bandages, he is burned flesh. As he burns, so does he consume everyone around him. Joshua wants to fight because the Whitelegs have stoked the naked flame inside of him. You see the light, but do not yet feel the heat. I can pray that you never will. But it isn't up to me, and it isn't up to God. It's up to Joshua. Corrected action is the most sincere form of apology. You just don't learn, do you? Look, I've got a lot to do here. My personal relationship, it's not important right now. Can't see how it concerns you anyway. Of course, I'm trying to make amends for allowing our problem to become their problem. The New Canaanites, I mean. The Whitelegs have always fought with us. And with Joshua returning, Caesar has motivated the Whitelegs to stamp out the New Canaanites entirely. That means the tribes we work with, too. It's already happened. I just want to prevent something terrible from happening to the Sorrows. A spiritual wasteland, yes. We believe that before this life, our souls existed elsewhere. And after we die, our souls will leave this world. During our time here, we have the burden of choice. The choices we make determine where we go in the spirit world and how we will face judgment. New Canaanites believe, as many once did, that God was made flesh here on earth as a man named Jesus Christ. He sacrificed his life to save us. Every sin, every terrible thing that you, me, or any one of us have done for all time was washed away by his blood. We just have to accept his love. That's why we visit the tribes, to spread the good news. For all we know, we New Canaanites may be all that remains of Christ's followers. I'd like you to drop it. It's a private matter. Yeah. Bishop Mordecai is... Sorry. Mordecai was my bishop. He was killed by Whitelegs during the attack on New Canaan. He was responsible for our congregation there. I don't know who my next bishop will be, but that's a problem for tomorrow. There are plenty of troubles here for us today. You've done more than I could have ever hoped for. Thank you. And may God protect you for all of your days. Goodbye. What's on your mind? Okay. Can you do me a favor and just walk down to Eastern Virgin? There's a group of Dead Horse warriors there with my colleague Joshua Graham. I'd like you to talk to him about the route you took to enter Zion. We've had a lot of problems with Whitelegs in the area, and I'd feel more comfortable if you spoke with him about the situation here. Thanks. I'm someone who's responsible for protecting a lot of innocent people from raiders and mercenaries who might try to take advantage of them. I think you need a little perspective on what the heck is going on in Zion. There's a Dead Horse warrior camp at Eastern Virgin. Get there. My friend Joshua Graham can fill you in on some of the trouble we've been having with Whitelegs in these parts. Listen to what he says. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've had enough of your sass for one day. I never thought I'd be in charge of anything. Don't know why. Bishop Mordecai was old. He had been sick for years. He couldn't walk anymore. It wasn't a problem for the rest of us. He made it out to be more trouble than it really was. Just his way, I guess. When the Whitelegs came, he was upstairs. We couldn't get him out in time. The house caught fire at the base and worked its way up. Fast. He didn't die of smoke. I wish he had. Sometimes I wake up and for a minute or two I think all of it was a dream. But it's not. It wasn't. I wish all of this were some fevered vision of what could have been, instead of what is. What we let happen. To remove the Sorrows from harm's way. I have to give credit to the Whitelegs for finding their way here. Though I imagine many died in the process. But they can't follow us east. Not into the Grand Staircase. They don't know how to live off the land. We head there. We can find some safety. I used to help the Sorrows with various medical problems and general issues they were having, but my bishop sent me here as a missionary. We New Canaanites believe that there is a path to salvation for everyone, and it's important that we set people on that path if they are willing. Thanks. What would you like to know? No. This is how we made the world. And we brought it to them. Joshua must be waiting for you. I'll stay here with the others. As far as you're concerned, it is. This really isn't the time to talk about it, all things considered. It's understandable. But this is something for me to work out with the Lord. And I hope you can understand that. True enough. We can't escape it no matter how hard we try. Best we can do is own up. Trust in the Lord to forgive. Joshua was gone. So were a lot of the other New Canaanites. Whitelegs must have been watching for a long while, counting who remained. We didn't think the Whitelegs were a real threat. Maybe it was overconfidence. Maybe sloth. Either way, we didn't see them coming. They attacked at night. They killed without regard to age or infirmity, armed or unarmed. They beat children to beat them to death in their beds while they were sleeping. And now we're all that's left. Maybe 30 of us. Pride goeth before destruction. That's actually a better response than I usually get from Wastelanders. No offense. Tell you what. There's a lot going on right now, but why don't you take this? Read it. Maybe you'll hate it. Maybe you'll be bored. But if you have questions, assuming we get through all this, let me know. It used to be my job to answer those questions. Maybe it will be again. I've already explained to them that we're leaving. They've accepted it. What is Joshua going to tell them about being a warrior? What are you going to tell them about how to live with themselves after they got lost in the moment, killed someone who didn't deserve to die? Or does that not matter? Is that just an acceptable consequence if it means holding on to this valley? Maybe there is no place left in this world for mercy. But even if it tramples me into the dust, I will never accept it. And I will never condone it. Joshua must be waiting for you. I'll stay here with the others as I told them I would. We teach them practical skills for this life, and we prepare them for what's to come. The Sorrows could master all the wonders of the old world, conquer the Great Basin north to south. But without God's love, they would have nothing. It is shelter in the storm, food in times of hunger, warmth and light in the cold and darkness. What can compare to that in value and versatility? You don't agree. That's your choice. It can be their choice, too. No one is forced to follow the narrow path. It's not a subject I'm fond of discussing. It's over and done with anyway. Why are you so interested? We lost it. Our community, everything. But the past is gone. We have to look forward. Good news is an amazing thing in this world we've unmade. We're so used to going to sleep with nightmares that we can't imagine waking up to a dream. But that's what we believe. Every word of it. It's the cornerstone of our faith and how we choose to live. With every step you take, you put one foot in front of the other and know that you'll be pulled back down to this earth. We know that God is watching over us, waiting for us to come back home. To us, there's no difference. Walking and living, it's all belief, all faith. Yes, but not just Whitelegs. Raiders, too. Prospectors, slavers, anyone who thinks they can exploit the ignorant and the innocent. We lost the tar walkers and the crazy horns. We did our best, but we made mistakes. We paid for them, but they paid more. I'd like to get out from under that debt someday. Until then, it's enough to stop ourselves from getting deeper in the hole. Oh? Oh. Of course. How stupid of me. They probably also think Mary is the mother and Jesus is the child. No wonder they picked up on things so easily. I guess it just goes to show how difficult it is to communicate sometimes. You'll do what you'll do. I won't try to stop you. I'd ask only that you consider the repercussions of your actions. After leading the Sorrows from their home in Zion to safety in Grand Staircase, Daniel continued to wonder if he'd made the right choice. He spent his life evangelizing the beliefs of his people to a new generation of young men and women, as his ancestors had for centuries before him. He was happy with his family. But for the rest of his life, there were nights when he awoke with sadness to find he had been dreaming of Zion. For years after the defeat of the Whitelegs, Daniel did his best to minister to the Sorrows' spiritual needs. Try as he might, he could not hold back the tribe's increasing militancy and reverence of Joshua Graham. Demoralized, he returned to his family and Dead Horse Point. His failures haunted him for the rest of his days. In the shadow of Daniel's death, those Sorrows who survived the assault on Zion Valley mourned his loss, as was their custom. Word of Daniel's passing reached the New Canaanites several weeks later. They prayed that their brother would be well received by their lord. Better not try that again. Who's there? I've got you now. Guess it was nothing. What was that for? You dirty coward! Had enough? Come on! You like that? Look out! Where'd you go? Whew, I'm glad that's over. They killed him! They killed her! Look out! We'll get him! Flank him! Get down! Incoming! I'm out of here! This is hopeless! Help! You better get out of here if you know what's good for you. Keep moving. You'd better get out of here. I'm hit! I'll find you. There you are. Guess she's gone. Guess he's gone. Huh. Looks like they left. No! Murderer! What have you done? What was that? Over here! That doesn't belong to you. You can't just take that. Thief!